I adjust way up here.
Okay.
This is your yes. Okay. Like this little, the way that that's shaped, it glides like that. And this is your no. This is 50% of your range of motion right here. It gets stuck from a very, very early age. And if we don't move it, that's what happens. You degenerate the lower part of the neck, because where's your yes and where's your no? Down here.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay, so it's moving too much. It's not designed to do that much work.
Okay.
So that's the whole beauty of what chiropractic is. We're trying to get things moving.
Right, right.
When did you start yoga?
About 5 years ago. So I really focus on both the energetic and the fascial component as well.
How would you hold a pose to stretch your spine?
Okay, I use my wheel. Okay,
Okay.
that I showed you. So I come over it and I just lay almost like supported back bend.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it feels really great.
Because I use these little devices to pull, like a foam roller, to pull people back over so they're doing extension. Forward flexion's okay. It's just, I don't like too much pressure on the low back, and I'm sure
Okay.
you're already aware of that.
Oh yeah, and yeah.
You're always in extension, you're always going back, and when you do a forward bend, your back is flat when you do it.
Well, and I have found that like working on the front side, the front sheet, and giving myself room in the front allows me to stabilize the back. So a lot of the poses.
That's good. That's
Okay.
that's good.
Okay.
Like, people need to hear that, because they always think, oh, I need to strengthen back here.
I'm using the wheel and I can feel the tissues here beginning to stretch. The theory that we've been taught is that you hydrate the fascia and then you allow it to stretch and stretch and stretch. And it has to be gradual tension over time.
But that's kind of what I do here with you guys.
Right.
It's tension over time.
Right.
But I'm on the spine.
Right. Right.
And I'm holding it and then giving it a break.
Right.
Take it a little further, give it a break. How much further can you go?
Right, exactly.
Give it a break. Get some blood in there. And that's what you always say afterwards. You feel loose and you feel limber.
Right, and I think that's where healing happens. I carry my tension up here in my shoulders, and I do try to be cognizant when I'm in, like as I'm doing my practice to relax that area and not create, but that's where I carry my tension in my day-to-day
Okay.
life. Yeah.
All right, shoulders. Okay, I'll just see what I find then.
Okay. I know from yoga that, that keeps the spine is where all the goodies lie, and if you keep that healthy, that's health for life.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, right, Atlas. Let me go up here. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm up in here in the occipital groove. Hi. Hello. The nerves flow here. That's what we study. Where every single hole in the head and where the nerves exit. Now, I'm going to take you into extension, but I'm up here.
Okay.
I'm letting the lower neck do what it wants to do.
I was pretty fit when I started.
Okay. What did you do before?
I ran and lifted weights and did like metabolic conditioning, CrossFit type stuff.
That's hard on the body. Huh?
Yeah, it is, and I'm so much fitter now than I was then.
I keep telling Lene, I'm like, yoga. She's like, it's boring. Oh, you don't find it boring now?
It's like the time where you can disconnect, and it's almost that place where it's like a long bath. You like look forward to going to it. Like that's how it becomes once you kind of allow yourself to get into that zone.
Maybe I just don't quiet my mind enough in order to do it.
Like
I'll turn the TV on and do it. Like, oh, okay. 30 seconds, then I have a beeper. Okay, we're done.
Oh no, yeah.
That's how I envision doing yoga.
No, it's like the breath that's the entertainment.
So wait, I just take this and just.
So am I doing something to create that tightening over there?
You've had this since you were born.
Okay.
Or you were in the womb.
And okay.
Most people, this is very common. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Can you see that with it? Pretty good.
I can see, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, so this posterior chain of muscles here, it just needs, anterior chain is okay. Just right here. That, right there. We bring it back just up at the top of the neck, bring that back, and then we bounce it. Joints like to be wiggled. So I'm trying to persuade it to move.
Okay.
Because when I adjust it, I don't want it to be a big... There's controversy over that. There's some chiropractors that say you should give it a thrust. Then there's people like myself that's like, no, I'm just gonna like let it go, like persuade it into place. You know, I'm gonna talk to it here for a little bit. Like sometimes this can go up into the eye when I'm up. And
Oh, really?
you don't feel that?
Uh-uh.
Have it over here. You might not, you know. When it's done to me, I feel it up in my eyeball.
No, it really feels like it's relieving.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to take it back here. This is that C1, C2 I was showing you at the beginning. Right here. There it is. Easy.
Okay.
Shouldn't feel like much.
No, it didn't. It didn't hurt. It's good.
Same thing at this side. I'm going to lock it right here. Yep. Right there. Relax here. And that's it.
Okay.
All that is. All right, we're going to do the toes.
Okay.
What happened to this little toe? Is that nothing, or is that just how it is?
Where?
Maybe I'm not looking at it right. Oh no, okay, it's just this toe's in. Okay,
Yeah.
you're okay.
Okay. All right. No, I actually broke the second to the last one.
This one here, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's,
Like 30 years ago.
there it is. That's
Yeah,
the break right
yeah,
there.
Right.
Okay. All right, I'll just
Of course,
know.
they don't do anything for it, you know. So.
When you break a toe,
No.
no, you just tape them
Yeah.
together and hope for the best.
That's the best right there.
Yeah. All right. Good. This is proprioception, which I know. Do you know?
Mhm.
You know what that is. A lot of people, I have to explain it to them. What's proprioception? And like leave a definition of what it is. They're like, that's voodoo. That's what that is.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yay. Okay, a little bit of traction here. Yes or no? Ankles, you want them stretched?
Sure.
Okay, reach overhead, grab the table. I don't know if I've done this one.
I don't think so.
Okay. This is just gives me more information about you.
Okay.
It also just kind of sets everything. Ooh, that was nice. That needed to go. They're like little marbles in there. That one doesn't need it. Good. I got yoga pants on me. Good. Hip sockets a little bit more tight on this side.
This is my
Your
right
tight side, yeah.
Mhm.
The
Is
pelvic.
it the way I'm standing?
It's the way you're made.
Okay. All right.
Just like with the neck.
Okay.
When it's like you're the right side of your atlas is shifted to the right.
Okay.
So you're always going to have a harder time turning left than right.
I do. Yeah.
You know, like even when you do your triangle, right?
Mhm.
It's going to be harder for you to get into it to the
Okay. Right.
that side than it is this side. I'm just looking at it from a biomechanical standpoint.
Right.
This is the most flexible part of your spine. Okay, right here. In fact, I don't even put pressure with this thing here.
Right.
Because that would hurt. Because I'm
Right.
sure you can already feel it.
Mhm.
Like, ow, I'm not supposed to put pressure there. I would never go here and, yeah, no. That would hurt like heck. Up here, go ahead, let it rip. This is the rib cage. It's very inflexible compared to here.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta get this moving.
That's such a common area for
Pain.
pain and injury.
You would think that this is where I need to go.
Mhm.
Where I have pain. Yes, that's the spot I need to crack.
Mhm.
No. Not always. This is just a very vulnerable area.
Mhm.
Very vulnerable.
Well, so for beginners, we'll always say, support your lumbar with your hands, and then like lift open through the chest first.
Okay,
you
yeah,
know?
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna crack some of it.
Okay,
And again,
all right.
I'm gonna move the thoracic spine.
Okay.
Trying to break up adhesions. Right, deep breath in, all the way out. Perfect. Breath in and out. Perfect. Again. And down. Okay, a little stuck here. Okay, that's where I'm going.
Okay.
Very common area from about T8 to T12 to be fixated. For this lower one that I don't think is going to move, but that's about as low as I'll go.
Okay.
And what I will do to try to pop that rib in, not that it's out anywhere, it's just kind of give it some flexibility. Too much? You okay?
No, that's fine.
Just kind of give like a little push there. Roll up my sleeves and get to work. So she's got the left high shoulder, which creates a lateral curvature to the left, and that switches over to the right here. And so then that therefore will compensate over here to the left, which is what we felt when you were on your back.
Right.
Okay. So it goes 1, 2, and then right at the end.
Okay, right.
Bam! Right here. Yeah, here's your PI ilium on the left. Pretty good though, actually. It's not too bad.
Okay.
The yoga's keeping you pretty flexible here. See that? Ooh, we got a sacrum. That's right. Your sacrum is slightly shifted over to the right. So even down into the sacrum, it keeps ping-ponging back and forth. But that's just how it balances itself out. It's how the weight can be distributed throughout the spine. We just try to keep that small. You don't want it to progress.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to. The lower part of the neck is kind of similar to the lower part of the back. Like this is very similar and it's designed to this.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going into a spot right here and I'm working on a spot that doesn't, it's very hard to open that up. It's very difficult, so I'm aiding in that.
Okay.
You know, your heart chakra, right? All your emotions, right? When you do camel, don't you feel vulnerable?
Yes.
You know, you're like, oh my God, why do I feel like this?
Yeah.
You know, you're opening up that heart chakra, so that all of that thought is to open this up. This part is hard to do without like a block, or like you said, like a prop, like your wheel, or
Yeah.
it's. I think that wheel's great though. You put the wheel right here and just bend over it.
Right,
bend
you
over
do,
backwards.
but I don't. That's not opening it. That's more. Is it?
Yeah, if you're laying over backwards,
Okay.
forward, no, you'd be crumpling it. But
Okay, yeah, it is. Right.
you know, the wheel is on the back, pressing on you, and you're opening up your chest.
Right. Okay, so that is
Yes.
what you're doing right
Yes.
now. Okay.
I'm picky about it. That's all. You know, I feel a little one here. You know that.
Right. Well, almost like you need a little bit of prong action on the wheel to get deep, like you are.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
Trust me, I've thought of many different ways. Like I've torn apart all of my tools, like you know, my chiropractic tools.
Right. But I didn't know how bad I needed it until you were doing that.
Oh, am I going too hard? I'm
No,
sorry.
no. It's good. It's good.
Good pain.
Yeah,
Okay.
Good pain.
Yeah, it's just like I haven't seen you in a couple months.
Yeah. It's been a while.
And I always work on you so hard, so I'm like, well, I won't be seeing her for a while.
No, I just feel good all the time. You know, it's like one of
Yeah,
those things
you
that
do.
you do need a tune-up, though. You know.
Yes. And I will get to these shoulders.
Yeah.
But I'll do that sitting when you're seated. Because that is a problem right there.
Right there. Okay, right there is a problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
There you go. But, you know, you want to protect your back as you're pressing on somebody, so you end up looking like you're doing a yoga pose.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, I'm not really a yogi. I could do some poses. Did you see my half locust?
Yes, I did.
That's like the only thing I'm good at. I'm very unstable.
And that's amazing. But it's difficult for your back, right?
But you're strengthening the posterior chain when you do
Okay.
that. Actually, it's more the pressure's on your throat.
And it's so core, right?
Once your legs are over your head, you don't feel a thing. You know, you're like kind of free, like floating. You're like just kind of like, I could stay here forever. You know.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
But as you're lowering your legs back down,
Yeah.
that's the hard part.
That is crazy.
Without just flopping them down. Yeah.
I will get into it with several props, but to do it like you do freestanding, wow, that's amazing.
Well, I think there's only a handful of people that could ever do it.
Well, what is it that you know, how do you, is it just an easy, natural for you?
Yeah, it never took me anything.
Oh, really?
My dad can do it, my brothers can do it, my children can do it, Linnea can do it.
Oh, wow.
So we're not really sure. We're like, how do we do this one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is so...
Long
it's
legs?
So hard.
I'm not sure. I do kind of cheat sometimes because I kick. I kick myself up.
I don't know if that's cheating or just...
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Oh, because my Bikram yoga teachers, they would be like, now don't kick, Brenda, feet together, use your
really?
butt, glutes.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, this is too hard. Just kick them over.
Anybody can do it, but
No, they can't.
No, they can't.
Linnea did it so hard the first time she did it, she almost flipped over. It's just your back. You have to have a strong back. That's where I feel everything is in my back. Maybe I just use my boobs as a fulcrum.
Well,
Just kind of, my legs just go boop. I started to think it was the back because I saw my son do it. Like, he was maybe 6 years old.
uh-huh.
And you could just see every muscle in his back flex. Little baby muscles. Diego. Oh, there we go.
So what are we doing here?
This is the top of the iliac crest. So do you know where the QL is? Quadratus lumborum?
Yeah.
Right, you have a big spasm here.
Okay.
So I'm trying to release it at its attachment points.
Okay.
Right, it attaches at the, I can think about my anatomy here.
Yeah.
From the iliac crest all the way to about T12 rib and the lumbar,
Okay.
parts of the lumbar spine here. I believe the transverse process is. And you want that to relax that in order to bring this back over. What happens is this gets into spasms, and I don't want to put a thrust in here, so I'm releasing the attachments. Where it attaches, if you can release those, the whole belly of the muscle will relax. And that's why I do all this. This helps me assess you guys, like on steroids, assessment. I can feel everything before I adjust it. And there's some chiropractors that have been in practice for over 30 years that my dad, I'm just like, whoa. They just look at a person on the table. It's like, how'd you know all that? How'd you do all that?
Yeah.
Like you have master yogis.
Yeah.
We have master chiropractors. And I've been adjusted by like seasoned chiropractors. You don't even feel it. You're just so fast. Oh, okay, there it goes. All right. Now we'll work on the shoulders.
Okay.
Ooh. So there's...
Yeah, that's where I get it, right there.
Just want to push that down. There you go. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Well, like my bow pulling poses,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as flexible on one side as the other.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like that.
And that's the whole imbalance of the spine. It's like, well, or you could say balanced. It all depends on how you look at it and how you choose to look at it. Our organs aren't symmetric.
Right.
So our spines don't end up being symmetric either. That was poor choice of English. I was listening to myself.
It's really interesting to me, just using my body in practice and knowing, like, what you're looking at now.
Right. I'm sure you could, like, the way you bend yourself and do this, I'm like, oh man. I'm flexible in certain areas. You're right. I only do certain poses that I'm good at. That's how I do it. And you're going to press your elbow into my elbow. Good. And then we're going to do this one. Just give it a stretch. Good. So that one pops.
Yeah.
So this is your loose side.
Okay.
So this side is the tighter side.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Because up here, it was on the right.
Yeah.
All right, scraper time.
Well, it's just interesting because, when in split and I'm bringing this back to grab my half leg.
Is it easier to do a split on this side for you than this side?
Yes.
Now that makes sense to me.
Yes. No, that's what I said.
That's the
This is
pelvis.
tight
Yes.
you know, this is a little tighter, I have to be I have to spend a little
right,
extra
your
time
pelvis
there.
is rocked this way, so it's
Okay.
contracted on the back
Okay,
here.
all right.
This way. So yeah, this side is just going to be easier to go because it's already forward.
Okay.
Your pelvis is already rocked forward on this side. I think of things very literally.
Okay, so is there anything I can do to make that side a little more open? Or it's just
I mean,
the
you
way
could do
it is?
you do your bow pulling poses. I would do it on this side actually. You need, for your curvature in your mid back, you need to do it this way.
Okay. All right.
You know, because as you're doing this, do you see how it's reducing the curvature here?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I'm trying to think about the pelvis and how the pelvis is going the other way.
I mean, there's a lot happening.
Not too much on the left in the neck, just on the shoulder. I don't think it's any more than the left side.
What does that show you?
Kind of how much congestion is in there, like blood
Okay.
congestion, and it comes up to, and then head down for me. It shows me where the blood is not flowing freely, or it's stuck or stagnant,
Okay.
and you don't want it that way. I'm trying to push it through the muscle, and what happens is inevitably it comes up through the skin. It has nowhere else to go,
Mhm.
but you want to get it moving. Yeah, and see, there's more petechiae on the right hand side because that's where all of your the stiffness is,
Mhm.
which stems from the atlas. Blah blah blah. How do you fix it? You can't. You just work on it. You're doing it. You know, with your yoga,
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. And then head down for me, and then I'm going to get a different angle. Oh, yeah. So, like, I didn't have this on the left, but we have it on the right. All right. That's about as much as I'm going to torture you.
Okay.
Now,
That's good, actually.
what I want to see is how you do the yoga block. My yoga block. So you're doing the bigger one. That's pretty good.
Feels good.
That's what you need, something like that. And
Okay.
your yoga block is like a block, though. It's like
Yeah.
chopped off.
Yeah, and the wheel has too much curvature. This is
Like
more
a wave.
yeah,
I know.
specific to
The
that
spine.
spot. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can kind of work each vertebrae
Okay.
with this as opposed to a yoga block where it's just a region.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
You know, I'm placing it here in my back. And then as I extend back over it, do you see how it's opening this?
Right.
You want it right? That's about as low as you go right there.
Okay.
About T12.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I'll have to look for one.
Get one.
All right.
I'll just lay it on you forever.
And that'll keep that
And you roll
what
off
you're
of it.
feeling that congestion or
Yeah, the
right,
thoracic
right.
spine.
I could feel that difference
It's
between
this-
the joints.
Any other questions for me?
No, I feel great. It feels good.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Okay.
Today's like, why do you do that?
Oh, he's gonna adjust them.
Jeez, I'm too old. I can't do
Okay,
it.
he's fixing your back.